God bless me, my oh my oh.
Hey everyone, welcome back. So this is part 2 of the common questions asked about the K1 visa process.
Exactly.
So our first question is what happens after you receive the NOA-2 for the K1 visa process? So once you file in your case, and maybe you wait about 6 months or so, and you get your approval for that case, then the next step is that they send your case to NVC, which is the National Visa Center. The National Visa Center will give you a case number, and they'll send it to the embassy. So usually it takes about 2 weeks for your case to arrive at NVC, and it takes about another 2 weeks or so to get the case number. Sometimes it's faster. For us, we got it the next day, and that's how it was. From what I'm hearing, it's taking a little bit longer now. So I'm just gonna put that information out there, that when you do get your case number, or when your case does arrive at NVC, it might take a little longer before you get your case number. One thing that we did to make the process go faster was to call NVC after 2 weeks. So after about 10 days, that's when you can start calling NVC. But you call them and they'll ask for your name and information, your case number, from USCIS. Yeah, which starts with WAC. So they'll ask for that, and then they'll say, yeah, we haven't received anything yet. And if they did, they'll say, if they did receive it, they'll ask what your name is, what your fiance's name is, what their date of birth is, something really specific like that. And then they'll ask, okay, so what do you need? And then I said, okay, I need the case number, and they'll give it to you if they have it. If they don't, they'll say, okay, well, we don't have it yet. It could take about 8 weeks. That's what they'll tell you.
The normal
their time frame.
Range,
yeah. Once you receive your case number, there is a tracker, CEAC tracker. If you can Google that online, and you put in your case number into that website, and you can see where your case is. So it'll say at NVC. Ours was at NVC for 2 weeks.
For 2 weeks, and it said in transit.
And then finally, it said in transit, which is great, which means that it was on its way to the Nigerian embassy. And then when it arrived at the embassy, it said ready. So that's basically what happens after you get your NOA-2. Once it's at the embassy will contact you, and I think it's best for you to reach out to the embassy first. Somebody stated that they waited 2 months before the embassy contacted. About 2 months or something, really long time, and they were, what's going on? Why hasn't the embassy contacted us? It's like, well, the embassy has a lot to do, so you contact them if you really want this to happen faster. So that's the best way if you want to try and speed things along, is for you to make that effort and contact NVC, contact the embassy.
That's your own way of expediting,
unless you want to just sit back and wait for them to get back to you. So that's what we did. After NOA-2, as well, you apply, you fill out the DS-160 form, you pay for the visa fee, and then you book your interview, you go for medicals, get police certificate, and
your birth certificate,
all
everything. You just gather all your documents, your evidences, and and one thing before the interview is for you to know about your evidences you're taking, because they're going to ask you questions. They're going to ask you questions based on what you're presenting as evidence. So you must know what you're presenting to them. So the dates of those pictures taken, why is this? They can ask you random questions about what you're presenting. So let's just be prepared, to defend what we're presenting to them.
Get passport photographs. I think we needed.
I used about 4, I think, or 3. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but they ask you to bring more than.
I took like around 8 or something. I took like 10, but I only used like 4 because they asked for one. They attached one on a copy of the DS-160. When I got into before my interview, they took one again. and they also took another one. So I think it's probably just 3 or so, 2.
Yeah, just make sure you get
But
your
just to
passport
have enough,
photographs. Also research that too for your country.
Yeah, to know the dimensions and measurements.
The measurements too.
Yeah.
That's another thing. That takes us to our next question is how often are the K1 visa applications denied? So with the K1, you have a better chance of getting approved compared to visiting visa. Yeah, so basically you have a high chance of getting approved. The main reasons why people wouldn't get approved is number one main reason is that they haven't seen their fiance. They've never met in person. I've heard of some people trying to apply for the fiance visa and they're trying to prove that the relationship is valid, but they haven't actually met them. And
it's a big issue.
Yeah, exactly. I would question it too.
Tough, yeah.
You know, I'm sure many of you guys have already met your fiance or are planning to. Yeah, so that's a huge step. Another reason people can get denied is if they don't disclose information on their initial application, such as like criminal history. Another person I've heard of got denied. I mean, he was always helping everybody out, and he was always encouraging people, and he gave a lot of resources and resourceful information to others, and then unfortunately he was the one who was even denied. Unfortunately, he got to the stage where his fiance, she was in the Philippines, got to the interview. They went for the interview. He was there too, and they initially said he was approved, and then when he put in his case number into the case tracker, it said rejected, and he was shocked. Why was it rejected? And they said to wait for the email and from the embassy to explain why it was rejected. So he was rejected because he didn't disclose his criminal past. Apparently he committed a crime years ago in the 90s or something that got acquitted, that was completely dismissed and erased from the records. That he totally forgot all about it. And on the application, if you look at the fine print, it says to disclose that kind of information as well. So that's why he got denied and he had to start all over again. And then the last reason is if your fiance has overstayed their visa before. So if they did come to the US and overstayed their visa, or if they've gone to another country,
that's a big red flag.
It's a big red flag. So that's a huge reason. So there are other reasons, but those are the main reasons that people can get denied. But if you don't fall under that boat, then you should be good. Our next question is, how long is my K1 visa good for? Or how long is it valid for? So once you get your K1 visa, you have 6 months to leave the country. Once you enter the US, you have 3 months. So altogether, technically, you have 9 months. So 6 months before you can leave, and then 3 months to get married. So just don't exceed that 6 months mark. If you aren't ready, you can get the K1 visa, but if you're not ready to leave yet, you still have 6 months, so you're good. And our last question is, what happens when I enter the US on my K1 visa, or what happens after? So once you, actually, how about you answer it since you went through it?
Once I got in, or let me use myself as a case study. Once I got into the US, after going through the security checks and all that, you would have to go online to request for an I-94.
Yeah, so the I-94 is like, once you enter the US, your K1 visa is practically
it's void.
It's void, pretty much. So the next source of
identity,
or of your status in America is the I-94 form. So they used to give it at the port of entry, but now you can get it electronically online. So sometimes it takes about a couple weeks to be prepared. I think his was ready in a few days or so. It was ready right away. Like we just logged in and it was already there.
You just bring it out.
Yeah, so we just looked up I-94 or something online. Get I-94 online, something like that. I don't know. And he was able to just get it, which is useful for. We even had to use it for getting his social security number. So that's something that you need to have. So once you have that, what else happened at the port of entry? Oh yeah, he also gave his envelope.
Yeah, there's an envelope that's going to be handed to you from the embassy. That envelope mustn't be opened. It mustn't be destroyed. It mustn't be tampered with. Once you get to your final port of entry, I mean not your stopover, your final destination, I mean the airport, you would have to hand over that envelope to the consul, to the border security officer. They are going to open it. The envelope probably contains all your documents from the embassy, from your local consulate. So everything is going to be handed to them. They're going to have a copy of everything, and they will process everything into their system. Now it's the information of those papers in the envelope that is going to result in preparing your I-94 in those days. So right on your visa, they're going to even write the date that your visa is going to get, like it's going to be void. So that's why they tell you 3 or 4 days after, check online, print out the I-94. So with that I-94, you can probably use it to get your socials, you know, and at least that can get you situated for something. Nothing big actually.
Yeah, I mean it's something. Yeah, it's a start. Yeah. So yeah, once you get here, there's a lot to do. You can get your social. In some states, you could get a driver's license. You can get, once you have your social, you can also open up a bank account, like different things. You can start. You can start off with a lot of different things. So So everyone, thank you for watching. Please feel free to ask us more questions. If there are a lot more questions, we want to take that and make it into another video for you guys and give you more resources. Feel free to leave a comment down below, like our video, subscribe, and thank you guys for watching.
Take care.